she's a one of ones, but is there like a comparison of somebody that you played with that you guys watching the game right now that reminds you of the young lady to your right?
I like Peyton Pritchard from Boston, the way he's able to handle the basketball. He makes big shots when the shot clock's running down, a lot like this young lady right here. Isn't afraid of the big moment and is a champion like she's soon to be.
That facial expression right there, that's not just surprise. That's the exact moment Caitlin Clark realized she just got compared to a role player on national television during her NBC analyst debut. And the internet absolutely exploded. Reggie Miller, Hall of Famer and NBC commentator, just told millions of viewers that the WNBA's biggest star reminds him of Peyton Pritchard. Not Steph Curry, not Luka Doncic. Peyton Pritchard, a backup guard averaging 8.9 points per game for the Boston Celtics.
What about you, Mel?
Now, Caitlin Clark made an expression with her face when he said that, and let's look at her face. When have we seen Caitlin Clark ever look like this? I mean, this is a look of, damn, I cannot believe he just said that about me.
Look at her face again. This is someone who just shattered every college basketball record, brought 3 million viewers to WNBA games, and forced the league to charter flights within 2 weeks of being drafted. And she's being compared to a bench player most casual fans couldn't pick out of a lineup. The question everyone's asking, did Reggie Miller genuinely think this was an accurate comparison? Or did he just panic on live television and say the first name that came to mind?
This shouldn't even be up for debate. I don't know why he said Peyton Pritchard. Hopefully I'm saying the young man's name right. But Dave Portnoy weighed in on the conversation. He said, I love Peyton Pritchard, but this may be the worst comparison ever. It's Magic or Steph. Maybe a worse SGA. Wow. Now, one NBA player has opened up about this entire situation on his podcast, and that is Paul Pierce. He definitely weighed in on the Reggie Miller, comparing her to
Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports called it the worst comparison ever made. He said it should be Magic Johnson or Steph Curry, maybe a worse version of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Those are generational talents who change how defenses operate. Peyton Pritchard is a solid NBA player, but he's never been double-teamed at half court. He's never had defenses design entire game plans around stopping him. Caitlin Clark has dealt with that since her sophomore year at Iowa. The comparison isn't just inaccurate from a skill perspective. It fundamentally misunderstands what makes Clark special. Pritchard is a good shooter who makes smart decisions. Clark is a gravitational force who warps defensive schemes.
Peyton Pritchard.
This is an embarrassment.
Look at her face, though.
This.
Maybe she's just awkward. It's her first time doing like media on TV. Like, she's doing the media, holding the
Danny. Peyton Pritchard.
Go ahead, P. What's let P keep saying his piece.
Like, she had the look of like, bro. Dog. I was thinking more Steph Curry.
Everybody thinks that because of impact. We're talking about skill set, though. Just skill set alone.
He instantly says Steph Curry, you know, and like that's way before we even played this clip. That's exactly what I said, is that when you look at the style of play Caitlin Clark has, it's very similar to Steph Curry. And it's hard, very, very hard not to see that. I mean, it's clear as day. Logo threes, backdoor threes. You can call it whatever you want. When it comes to her cerebral, her brain, and the way she shoots the basketball is next level.
Paul Pierce and his podcast co-hosts had the exact reaction most basketball analysts had when they heard this. The immediate response was Steph Curry. Not because of star power or marketing appeal, but because of how defenses react to both players. Teams pick up Curry at the logo, they send double teams before he crosses half court, they design entire defensive schemes around limiting his three-point attempts. Clark faced that same treatment throughout the 2024 In the Olympics qualifying games, international teams denied her the ball 40 feet from the basket. They face-guarded her through screens. They committed defensive fouls just to prevent her from getting into rhythm. That's not what defenses do to Peyton Pritchard. That's what they do to generational offensive talents.
I don't think they do. In the Olympic game where they were like denied, they're picking it up full.
Yeah, but they ain't, bro. They're not. What you're saying, not doing all of that, bro. They're
doing that,
bro.
What are you watching?
He said because Peyton Pritchard takes deep threes, they're the
I'm
same
saying no. That's not what I'm saying.
That is what you're saying.
No, he said that.
Okay, so
he literally just said that. I didn't say anything yet. I'm saying they have similar skill set. Like what Reggie said,
What's
I don't think it's a
similar,
bad
though?
comparison.
What's
now
similar,
impact?
Danny?
Yes, she's a Steph Curry impact, but
Peyton
they
can't.
shoot. They're very, they're very good guards. They can shoot. They're crafty, like hard nosed. Like Peyton Pritchard ain't nobody. He ain't no. You know what I'm saying, no
He's a good
slouch.
player.
He's a very good player.
He doesn't lead the team in scoring. I love Peyton. That's my little brother.
We didn't say he did that. We're saying skill set.
Her
Like,
gravitational pull.
we're not looking at the numbers.
No, I'm looking at her gravitational. Her gravitational pull is on the same level as Steph's in the WNBA.
We're about to pull it up right now and react to some of this.
One of the biggest moments the WNBA has ever seen.
But here's where this gets interesting. One of Pierce's co-hosts tried to defend the comparison by focusing purely on skill set rather than impact. He argued that both players are crafty guards who can shoot and make plays. And technically, that's not wrong. Both can handle the ball, both can shoot threes, both have good basketball IQ. The problem with that logic is it strips away everything that actually matters in basketball. By that standard, you could compare LeBron James to Harrison Barnes because they're both forwards who can pass and shoot. The skill set might overlap, but the impact is completely different. Clark's skill set creates opportunities that fundamentally change how teams play defense. Pritchard's skill set makes him a valuable rotation player. The gravitational pull argument is crucial here. When Clark is on the floor, defenses collapse toward her even when she doesn't have the ball. That opens up the entire floor for her teammates. Indiana's offense during the 2024 season generated significantly more open looks when Clark was playing precisely because defenses couldn't afford to help off her.
Then as you come to a negotiation.
Well, honestly, I don't think it's just a big moment for the WNBA. I think all of women's sports, I think this is one of the biggest moments we've ever had. So, I feel very confident that we're going to get something done, and that's because we're in this moment because of the product we put on the floor. So we need to be able to continue to do that, and I know everybody's working really hard. There's a meeting tomorrow that's super important, and I truly do believe we're going to get something done here in the next.
And this is where Caitlin Clark showed exactly why NBC made the right choice bringing her on as an analyst. Instead of getting defensive or awkward about the comparison, she pivoted immediately into discussing the CBA negotiations and league expansion. She mentioned there's a critical in-person meeting between WNBA Players Association committee members, the union, and team owners happening the next day. She expressed confidence they'll reach a deal within weeks. This is the biggest collective bargaining negotiation in WNBA history, and it's happening because of the leverage Clark's popularity created. The league can't credibly argue there's no money for better salaries when Clark's games drew 3 million viewers on network television.
Couple weeks, but like you said,
Now, from my understanding, from everything that I have researched, there is going to be an in-person WNBA meeting with WNBA PA committee members, players union, and the owners in person to potentially get a deal signed, sealed, and delivered by tomorrow. Will the deal get done tomorrow? I can't yay or nay that a deal will be getting done. But as of right now, the people that is hurting the most from the WNBA not being able to get a deal done is the fans. Fans that has garnered and transitioned their lives to support a league that lacked support for so many years. And then not only just lacked support, a lot of these fans was ostracized. A lot of these fans was criticized for being bullies and different things on this internet. But
Clark framed this moment perfectly. She said, "This isn't just big for the WNBA, it's one of the biggest moments in women's sports history." And she's right. The league is adding 2 expansion teams, bringing the total to 14 franchises with plans to reach 18 within a few years. They're negotiating charter flights, better salaries, improved working conditions, and revenue-sharing models that actually reflect the league's growth. But here's what she didn't say directly. None of this leverage exists without her. The fans who got criticized and ostracized for supporting Clark throughout her rookie season are the same fans who drove attendance records and television ratings that made these negotiations possible. The league spent years struggling to maintain relevance, and Clark changed that trajectory in one season. The irony is brutal. The same league officials and players who downplayed her impact, who suggested she was only popular because of her race, who claimed the league built her platform, are now sitting at negotiating tables with bargaining power that exists almost entirely because of what she accomplished.
We're adding 2 teams. We're up to 14 now, and then hopefully getting to 18 in the next couple years. So, business is booming, and that's a really good thing. And we kind of just got to keep meeting the moment. The talent's getting better and better. You see it at the college level coming into the professional game too. So I feel very fortunate, and hopefully I have a long career ahead of me as well.
So that was Caitlin Clark giving her first ever NBA analyst. Now there is more little small clips, I believe.
More specifically because
there's
Caitlin
there next to Carmelo Anthony there.
To yours in the league.
Man, I think Luka. Luka's amazing and he's incredible. I think the way he can not only score the ball but also the way he passes. And I think the thing about him is
look at how fluid she is.
Watch how comfortable she is breaking down Luka Doncic's game. She's talking about how he's not the fastest or most athletic player, but he controls space and manipulates defenders to move exactly where he wants them. Then she makes a self-aware comment about how she always tries to run away from contact instead of absorbing it and taking up space the way elite players do. This is high-level basketball analysis delivered in conversational language that casual fans can understand. She's identifying specific technical skills, explaining why they matter, and relating them to her own game in a way that shows genuine understanding of basketball concepts. And of course, some people immediately jumped on that comment about taking up space, claiming Clark uses illegal push-offs and forearm extensions to create separation. That's become the go-to criticism whenever she's praised for anything.
Caitlin Clark was made for this position. I just got to be honest, man. Like she's coming. I don't know if she rehearsed, but she's definitely unscripted.
he's not the fastest, he's not the most athletic, but he can get his defender to move where he wants him to go, and he takes up that space, and he does a really good job of either keeping the defender behind him or keeping him to the side. So I think that's something I can certainly learn from. Like I always kind of want to run away from the defense rather than absorbing the contact and taking up the space that they give me. So I think obviously he's pretty incredible. He averages like a 30-point triple-double. So he makes it look pretty easy, but I can promise you it's not that easy.
The hosts asked if she wants to play at Madison Square Garden, and she immediately said yes, they should make it happen. She talked about the atmosphere during warm-ups, how there's a different energy when LeBron comes to town, how Knicks fans are passionate about basketball. This is someone who clearly loves the game and understands what makes venues and moments special. But notice what happened here. NBC brought her on as a special correspondent for their first Sunday night basketball broadcast in February. They put her courtside at a Knicks game. They featured her in promotional content. They treated her like the draw she actually is.
Grown up, some called it pig.
Oh, wow.
Horse. It's a kid's game. Today, we're calling it NBC. All right, house rules are set. Who gets the first shot? You go first.
Left-hand free throw.
That's crazy. Wow. This could go anywhere.
Okay.
Feels on the line. There we go. Cash.
Nope. In it. No, exactly.
He's in trouble.
Underneath the leg layup.
It's hard.
Okay.
They playing horse right now. This is so cool. They're doing it.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. That's the one.
Sure. No.
Wow.
Do you believe in magic or what? I know you create some all the time.
Then they had her play a shooting game called NBC, and this might have been the smartest content decision NBC made all night. Instead of just having her sit and talk, they put a basketball in her hands and let her show what she can do. She's making shots from different spots, joking around with Jamal Crawford and Zora Stephenson, clearly enjoying herself. This is the version of Caitlin Clark that made her a star, not the manufactured media personality, not the carefully scripted interview responses, but the genuine basketball player who loves competing and can back up the confidence with actual skill. She's draining shots casually while having conversations, and it looks effortless because she's done this a million times. The contrast between this segment and the Reggie Miller comparison is stark. Here, she's being showcased for what she actually does well. Earlier, she was being diminished with a comparison that made no sense.
So passionate.
I got a vendetta against people who patent it. Being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I can roast, I can gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past and the pettiness.
Game.
You like to double down? Oh,
Okay.
goodness.
All right.
Okay.
One leg.
Tie game.
In it.
Short.
Yeah, all right.
It's hard.
Shortly good.
Yeah, all right.
And B.
That looks good too. All right.
Okay. Okay, well, here comes B.
All right. All right. B, here we go.
Boom.
Ah.
All right, let's end it.
And you're comfortable.
Good job.
Great job.
Here's what makes the Reggie Miller comparison particularly frustrating. This was Caitlin Clark's NBC debut. The network invested significant resources in bringing her on as an analyst. They promoted her appearance heavily. They positioned her as a major part of their basketball coverage moving forward. And then one of their veteran commentators undercut the entire thing by comparing her to a backup point guard. Miller has been doing NBA commentary for years. He knows how comparisons work. He knows that when you're asked to compare a generational talent to an NBA player, you don't reach for the first name that pops into your head. You think about impact, skill set, and how defenses respond. The fact that he went with Peyton Pritchard suggests either he wasn't prepared for the question, or he genuinely doesn't understand what makes Clark special. The charitable interpretation is that he panicked. Live television moves fast, and sometimes you say things without fully thinking them through. The less charitable interpretation is that he doesn't actually watch WNBA basketball closely enough to understand the nuances of Clark's game, so he defaulted to a surface-level comparison based on small guard who can shoot. Either way, it was embarrassing, and Clark's facial expression showed she knew it immediately. That wasn't the look of someone who felt accurately represented. That was the look of someone thinking, I cannot believe he just said that about me, on national television. The broader issue this reveals is how even people within basketball media still struggle to properly contextualize WNBA talent. Miller played in the NBA for 18 years. He's a Hall of Famer. He should be able to recognize elite basketball skills regardless of what league they're displayed in. The fact that his instinct was to compare Clark to a role player rather than a star suggests there's still a fundamental disconnect in how women's basketball excellence gets evaluated. Think about what would happen if someone compared Luka Doncic to a backup guard during his analyst debut. It would be considered insulting and ridiculous. But when it happens to Clark, there's this immediate rush to defend it as just talking about skill set or not meaning any disrespect. The double standard is obvious. Clark has earned the right to be compared to the best players in basketball, period. She broke Pete Maravich's all-time NCAA scoring record. She led Iowa to back-to-back national championship games. She was the #1 overall pick. She won Rookie of the Year while leading the league in assists and breaking the single-season assist record. She brought 3 million viewers to WNBA broadcasts and sold out arenas across the country. Those accomplishments deserve to be recognized with comparisons to Magic Johnson, Steph Curry, Steve Nash, or other elite playmaking guards who changed how basketball is played. Peyton Pritchard is a nice player, but he's not that, and Caitlin Clark absolutely is. The Reggie Miller comparison will probably become a running joke in WNBA circles. It's already generating headlines and social media debates. But underneath the humor, there's a real frustration from people who have watched Clark's entire career and understand what she brings to basketball. She deserves better than this. And frankly, NBC deserves better analysis from their veteran commentators. So here's the question. If you were building a team and could choose any guard in basketball to build around, where does Caitlin Clark rank? Not in terms of current NBA competition, but in terms of pure basketball skill, court vision, shooting ability, and impact on winning. Because if you're honest about evaluating those factors, the comparison isn't Peyton Pritchard. It's not even close. Drop your answer in the comment. Tell me who you think is the accurate NBA comparison for Caitlin Clark's game. And if you think Reggie Miller got it right, I want to hear your argument, because I'm struggling to see it.